The roots of Ethiopia's jazz tradition can be traced back to the 1950s with Nurses Nalbandian, who laid a strong foundation for the development of contemporary Ethiopian music. Of Armenian origin, Nalbandian's family settled in Ethiopia, escaping the genocide in Turkey around 1915. Following in the footsteps of his uncle, Kervak Nalbandian, a renowned maestro in Ethiopia, Nalbandian took over as the head of the National Opera when his uncle retired. Tasked by Emperor Haile Selassie to compose music for the National Theatre, Nalbandian had to figure out how to harmonize local sounds in big band arrangement without destroying the music's authenticity. Ingeniously, Nalbandian set about solving this complexity given Ethiopian music's unique scales by borrowing from Western instrumentation. Often regarded as the pioneer of modern Ethiopian music, Nalbandian undeniably set the basis for the evolution of Ethio-jazz. The father of Ethio-jazz, as we now know it, is Mulatu Astatke. Born in 1943 in Jimma, a city in the western part of Ethiopia, Astatke surprisingly chose to study aeronautic engineering in North Wales in the late 1950s. Formally introduced to music and the arts during his studies, which allowed for many electives, Astatke discovered his natural talent and eventual passion for music. Astatke went on to study classical music and instruments at Trinity College in London and worked with a number of leading British jazz players. However, inspired by other African students in London who were presenting their music and culture to European audiences, he desired to compose and promote Ethiopian music. At the same time, Astatke wanted to learn more about the fascinating world of jazz, which led him to pursue his musical studies at the Berklee College of Music in Boston in 1958, the only jazz school in the world at the time. Being the first Ethiopian, let alone African student at the college, Astatke became enthralled with the idea of combining Ethiopian music with Western jazz and rhythms. After much thought and improvisation, Astatke finally managed to combine the unusual pentatonic scale-based melodies of traditional Ethiopian music with the 12-note harmonies and instrumentation of Western music, giving birth to Ethio-jazz. The bigger jazz scene in New York compelled Astatke to move once again, and it was during the 1960s that Ethio-jazz fully came to life. Greatly inspired by the likes of Miles Davis, John Coltrane, and other jazz stars, Astatke established an Ethiopian quartet, and with successive trips between the States and Ethiopia over the years, he produced 2 albums, Afro-Latin Soul 1 and 2 in 1966, and Mulatu of Ethiopia in 1972.